Your B2B ads are probably too boring. Steal these 4 concepts instead. I run ads for boring, unsexy B2B companies day in, day out. And I'm going to share with you in this video 4 ad concepts that are working right now in real life, how you can tailor and tweak it and adapt it to your own business, and also tell you the secrets on why they work. If you own, manage or market a B2B company right now, and you're relying on marketing creatives which are the same boring stock photos and talking about things like synergy and how you're a trusted partner, this is for you, because even if the products and services you sell might be classed as boring, it doesn't mean your marketing needs to be. You need to create scroll-stopping ad concepts that jump out and target your exact audience, make them feel something, make them engage, make them click, make them convert, and you're going to be a lot happier with the results from your marketing campaign and the budget you're putting into it. The following ad concepts are actually getting results in real life. For businesses selling things like industrial equipment, managed IT services, and even things like compliance audits. Not the most sexy, not the most interesting, but we make them interesting with the ad concepts and formats that we show to our audience. And that's exactly the point. When your business isn't necessarily sexy, the advertising has got to be. It's got to be attention grabbing. It's got to be scroll stopping. You can't just slap a logo and a boring nonsense corporate speak headline on a simple stock photo and hope for the best. You need something that makes people stop when they're scrolling through their feed and think, oh shit, that's about me. Quick bit of context if you've never seen any of my videos before. I've been doing this for over 8 years, getting our clients more leads more often with these sorts of advertising concepts. Every single one of these you can take and adapt to your business, your target audience, and start rolling with it today. Some of the examples I'm going to show you are real life ones. They're actually out in the wild. Some of them I've sort of tailored and semi-anonymized so I can actually share with you what they look like without the client giving me a phone saying, oh, I didn't want you to show our thing on YouTube. But they're all built from real life campaigns, not made up scenarios. So cool. 4 concepts, let's get into it. This advertising concept is called the Elite Secret. What it is basically an advertorial style ad. So it looks like a screenshot of a publishing or newspaper article and frames whatever you're selling as a hidden advantage that the best companies in the industry are using and helping grow their business. It's a subtle shift because you're not going, oh, look, we're amazing. You're going, oh, the best types of companies in your target audience industry are using this secret tactic, expert, product, service, whatever it might be. And the whole thing plays upon that psychological thing of people don't want to get left behind and they want to know what others might do, and people can't resist. Hang on, what do they know that I don't yet? This stands out in a timeline so well, and repeatedly for a bunch of clients, these are the best performing ad types because it doesn't look like an ad, and that's precisely why it works. It's also really good to position yourself for the best quality clients, because what you're not doing is chasing the bottom of the barrel type clients who are shopping on price. And it forces self-sorting in your audience for the people who do want to be ahead of the game. They do want to be ahead of the rest of the people in their industry. And no one feels like they're getting left out and they don't know something that other people might. What's also amazing about this ad format is it repositions you, because you're not gloating or boasting about how good you are. It's framed in the way of an article reporting on this secret. And you're revealing this piece of kit, this expert, your product and service to them. You're not selling, you're revealing. This works so well if you've got a founder-led business, consultants, agencies, things like that. If you sell a specialist service that's sometimes quite hard to communicate, or if you work in a really crowded market where everyone else and all the other competing suppliers sound the same. But effectively, it can work if you adapt it right for anyone who has a genuinely better way of doing something. They just haven't found a good way at communicating that to their audience yet. Where this goes from good to great is the type of headline you're using in this ad. On the screen right now, I've got like a formula which you can steal and apply to your business. And you don't have to just use the word exposed. You can do things like revealed, investigated, or uncovered. Things like that where it looks like a headline. You just want to identify a secret method or strategy. Be specific in calling out your ICP and target audience in the headline, because that's what's going to make them stop scrolling and realize it's about them and it's relevant and they need to know this information. Show them the specific desirable outcome that they want and they get from working with you, and contrast it against what the people who aren't using this product or service are doing and getting left behind. If you're really struggling on generating ad headlines, I've got a tool, which there's a link in the description, called the Exposé Ad Generator, which will generate loads of different headlines for you. You can adapt and test and tweak these to your marketing campaigns. You're going to get more out of this free tool the more detailed and specific you are when entering in your company's details and your audience's details. This ad concept is called the Deal Killer. This one's really simple. You take basically the exact email, Slack message and question that normally might stall or kill a deal for your target audience, and you turn that into the ad. It's pinpointing the actual moment the problem that they're not fixing becomes real. And it's like that all too familiar feeling of the email when it lands in their inbox, your target audience's stomach will drop a bit because they're like, oh shit, this could be the end of the deal. A really simple example of this is an ad for a cybersecurity client where the ad was literally like a screenshot of an email of someone asking for Cyber Essentials certification because that's what they needed to progress the deal. Remember, this is what the cybersecurity audience they're going after, the problems they are facing. You can run these ads as raw as possible with literally just the screenshot with that message in, or you can slightly push it up by putting on like a coloured backdrop that matches your brand with a one-line headline that even draws attention more to the problem. Both work and both are worth testing out. The rawer something looks and the more like authentic and native to what someone would actually post on LinkedIn or Instagram, Facebook, whatever it might be, the more it stops the scroll. However, sometimes that headline can add context and improve the results and the quality of the clicks without losing that gut feel of the deal killer message. Why this works is you don't explain the pain, you replay it, a pain that they've probably felt before. This ad, when it's done right, puts them right back at that moment. And equally, for the kind of clients this works for, it helps their target audience unlock a bigger deal because potentially a lot of these issues would be where they're pitching for larger clients, enterprise deals. They'd need things like a Cyber Essentials certification, or they'd need like different compliance, ISO qualifications, things like that for the deal to go ahead. Compare it to how a lot of businesses in these worlds advertise, where it's just quite boring headlines and messaging versus something that actually makes them feel something. This is perfect for basically any business where there's a prove it or lose it situation in a deal and a specific moment in the sales process which could cause a huge roadblock or completely block the deal itself. Things like compliance, cybersecurity, legal audits, anything regulatory or to do with vendor onboarding or people pitching to enterprise clients. The hardest bit about this is actually finding that killer question that your clients deal with. And this might be worth asking around or revisiting with your team what have been stumbling blocks to getting deals over the line beforehand. It's really getting under the skin of your target audience. And again, this is about them, not your business. You're just a stepping stone and a solution to the problems they're facing that are killing their biggest deals on the table. This next ad concept is the proof ping. Another really simple one. It's simply a real screenshot of a message from a client, whether that's WhatsApp, Slack, email, iMessage, whatever it might be, of them happy with the results you've got them. And again, it works because it looks raw, authentic, and it doesn't look like marketing. It performs so much better than overly polished corporate testimonial videos or full case studies. Just these simple things, you can layer a bunch of them together. You could have them in carousels, you could layer them in a video with multiple ones popping up one after another. But even so, just a screenshot of a WhatsApp message from a happy client going, oh my God, I can't believe we got XYZ. Thanks so much, can work wonders. And we use this really effectively for our clients with retargeting ads. That's ad campaigns specifically shown to people who've already been on your website. Because these are people evaluating you against probably 3 to 4 other potential suppliers. And it's on a to-do list to get back to one of you, whichever one they feel most comfortable with. If you're the business that's in their timelines 4 times a week showing social proof, which works so well and why it's used across all marketing all the time, from real clients, real feedback, real business results, that's going to win you a lot more calls, a lot more deals ahead of your competitors. On screen now is an example from my LinkedIn that we've run as a real LinkedIn ad after a real piece of feedback. The key thing is here, you might have to go back and speak to your team around fishing out these quick messages, these emails, these bits of feedback and making sure you can use them. This one works really well because it shows and conveys like the excitement behind a prospect, and you're putting your potential client and potential future lead in the shoes of someone who's already working with you and showing their excitement and also showing that you solved the issue. In the ad copy itself, you can talk about where they were before to what they're doing now after working with you. A lot of B2B buying decisions are about trust, and people don't want to be blamed or sacked if they pick the wrong supplier. And this is why this ad format works so well. And you're combining it with your other different types of messaging and ad concepts to explain the problem and explain the solutions you provide. This is there to hammer it home and nudge them over the line. And basically you can apply this to any business and any market if you've got clients that are actually happy with your service and product. If you don't have any of these, this might not be the one for you. If you've got different WhatsApp conversations, Slack channels full of happy clients, telling you even about small micro results. They don't have to be like an overextended case study with all the bells and whistles. It can be like simple small things, and you run them again combined into like one short video or as part of an ad campaign where they're seeing multiple different social proofs and testimonials in the form of these proof ping messages. they all stack up on top of each other. The hardest bit around these is digging back through and finding these messages. Because all you need to do is screenshot it, don't redesign it. You might want to just resize it so it looks neater on the timeline, but the rawness is the whole point behind this. Blur or redact any information if needed, just to keep anything sensitive private. And like I say, it works an absolute charm for retargeting ads. And anyone who has a vague idea of who you already are, warm audiences eat this up. And especially if you're showing it to lapsed conversations, people who visited your website, or people in your CRM, this can work so effectively. Because these people are at a slightly later stage of the sales funnel and the sales process. They just need that nudge reminder, and then they can book in the call with you and you can close the deal. This ad concept is called the Buyer POV. Thing is, you already know this format. You've seen it hundreds of times on TikTok, Instagram Reels, stuff like that. Often you'll have seen it from a skincare brand, a supplement brand, a food brand, a restaurant, all those sorts of B2C or e-commerce businesses who often are a few steps ahead of the B2B marketing world in terms of scroll stopping, grabbing attention from target audience. A really simple one is, POV, you finally have energy at 3 p.m. instead of reaching for that fourth coffee, right? Things like that. The reason it's everywhere in B2C is because it works and the viewer is almost like living through someone else's experience. Now, if you take that exact same format and apply it to B2B problems and get really specific with it, it's a really powerful ad concept and it'll help you stand out so much from others in your industry. And this works so well for boring B2B businesses because it's about the audience. It's about them. It's not about you. It's about the problems and the situations they're facing. It's about the shit shows and fires that they're having to put out left, right and centre in their business. And it's about the results that can happen if they fix those things. And you want to put them at a very specific moment they recognise instantly. That specificity is what helps stop the scroll. Here are some adjusted examples on screen of ones where you can make it look like it's an actual real film thing, or you can go out there and film that if you've got those videos in your locker. And there's loads of different examples of those specific moments that your target audience knows all too well and wants to avoid or fix. These ads can work really well when they're done right because they make a buyer feel the problem rather than just listing out a list of specs or product features. And the format's already hardwired and people have consumed loads of these on things like TikTok and Instagram Reels. However, on LinkedIn, any sort of engaging ad concept format, video style is sadly not as common. So straight away, it feels like engaging content to them around their problems, not advertising. And the more specific you make the scenario, the more powerful the results are from this ad concept. A POV ad is about a very specific moment, a very specific industry. And that just hits different versus any generic bland messaging and copy. Right, thanks for watching. That's 4 ad concepts that you can steal for your boring B2B business today. None of them require any expensive video shots, they don't require expensive designers. You can get out there, and a lot of them you can probably create with the assets you've already got somewhere in your inbox, somewhere in your phone, somewhere in your folders. Quickly, just make sure you make it super specific to your industry and the buyers that you're working with. Don't water it down. And this might be difficult for some of you working in larger teams, is don't try and run it past a whole committee to get sign off, because that basically sands off the edges and makes it a weaker ad concept and a weaker message overall, because everyone tries to get their 2 pence in. And basically the more people you run it by, the more input they want in, and the more adjustments, the more tweaks, and it removes anything interesting at the ad because it removes everything specific because it wants to try and appeal to everyone. Just run different ads that hit home those different touch points and different types of buyers and different offers that you might have. Don't dilute the core concept and the scroll stoppingness behind these ad concepts just because Sarah from accounts also wants to mention this particular line. Not needed. Sorry, Sarah. Just run it and see what happens. Worst case scenario is you've got some content that looks different from every other vendor in your boring B2B market and you actually stand out. Applying any of these ad concepts, even to your organic content that you're posting on social media, put you ahead of about 90% of B2B advertisers on LinkedIn right now. All doing the same thing, all the same boring photo of a stock handshake. And look, I hope this video whilst you're watching it has already sparked some ideas for you to get in action. But let's be honest, are you going to actually build this and get this off the ground and running? You've already probably got 40 other things on your to-do list that you're still getting around to. You like the idea of creating better B2B advertising campaigns, getting more leads on things like LinkedIn ads. But the reality might be you don't have the time or expertise to manage this day in, day out. Because even if you've got a great creative, there's everything else that sits behind it, making sure the audience is on point, the targeting, the landing pages, the retargeting as well, and knowing what to do if things don't go right first time and things might fuck up, and how to fix them. But if you want someone to take all of that stress off your table, there's a link in the description below to book in a call directly with me, and we can talk through your business, what you sell, who you sell to, and come up with some amazing ad concepts together and an action plan of getting this running and fatten up your pipeline, getting you more deals more often. So don't let these ideas just sit in a bookmarks folder for you or at the bottom of your to-do list to get round to eventually. Book in a call and we'll discuss whether it's a good fit. Simple as that. On the screen now, there should also be another video you can click on to learn more about LinkedIn advertising, B2B marketing, things like that. Thanks for watching this video. I'd love to hear about what boring B2B business you're marketing. Leave it in the comments below. Thanks. Bye.